Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning for 90 minutes in our 17th year on the air here in Memphis, Tennessee, with all you good listeners now that we have in Brownsville, Tennessee on Brownsville Radio. And, of course, Jackson and News Talk 101.5, stream 24/7. Hello to everybody down in Grenada, Mississippi, and Jonesboro, Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. We got a big event coming up next weekend, and, of course, we always take the weekend before to feature the Bassmaster Classic preview. I can remember my first Classic back in 1988 that I went to, and I can remember Henry Reynolds before me going to the Classic, and they didn't even know where they were going. They get in an airplane and take off and not know where the Classic was going to be. Can you believe that?
Lake Mead, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lake Mead. They could have gone by covered wagon.
I was a baby back then.
You were a baby? Well, at least you were a baby, you know. Some of our listeners aren't even that. I don't think Jason was around then. I'm not really for sure. But we got Jason Christie on the line with us this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're a little wired. That's what they say about
doing well.
Yeah, we like to talk Classic. I know you're pretty low-key about this thing, but we'll try to put a spark under you. No.
Jason,
tell us.
It's that time of the year.
Yeah, tell us about the preparation. Take a look at Hartwell for us. We've asked the other guys that have been on before you to kind of give us an in-depth what you're looking for, what you're expecting, and a little bit about going to Lake Hartwell.
Well, we're here the time of year where things are going to change daily.
Yes.
So, the practice period is really for me more of a look around, just kind of remind myself of some things that's on the lake, and really I think the guy who wins this event is going to find the fish either Wednesday, which is our last practice day, or actually find them the first day of the tournament. It could be one of those deals where you're catching them out there 8 or 10 foot in the pocket, and you go back on Friday and they're on the bank. So it's going to take somebody making some good decisions and fishing by their instincts, because I think practice, it's going to be hard to really figure it out with practice, with it being 5 days, the tournament being 5 days after our 3-day practice.
Yeah, and I know Mark Copley from Lou's and Strike King's got the Lou's shirt over there, and you listen to Jason talk about this, and Mark, I know that now that Strike King is part of the Lou's family, and Valerie Dixon is over there from the pro staff for Strike King, and Lou's and the Classic kind of go hand in hand too, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, and it's it's the fact that we have guys like Jason in the tournament, and Ryan Butler, Rick Morris.
Yes.
We feel very blessed to be a part of the whole organization of the Lou's Strike King.
It's a big family, isn't it?
It's a big family, and we talked about it a little earlier. It is definitely family. I've spent a number of hours in the boats with a lot of these guys, and from writers' conferences to back when I was filming the TV shows. And but these guys get it, and I promise you, they will figure it out in the 4 days, 5 days of practice that they have. And then on the 3 days there, it will be a spectacle to watch, and you don't want to miss a minute of it.
And they're saying, Jason, I know it's not Lake Seminole you're going to. It won't be 10 degrees like the last time it was in Hartwell, I don't think. I know Ron Wong's going. He usually brings bad weather with him, Jason.
The weather's actually looking good for the weekend.
You believe a 10-day forecast, Mark Copley? I got to ask you that. Do you believe a 10-day forecast?
Well, I believe that weathermen make their living being wrong 90% of the time.
Okay,
Yep.
Jason, are you looking 9 days ahead and saying the same thing?
Yeah, you can get a little bit of a guess, but my dear, fishing's different, because fishing, if the weatherman's wrong, if the wind's blowing out the wrong direction, you can hop across the cove or whatever.
Yeah.
You can move around. But when you get in the deer stand, he's calling for north wind, and you walk a half mile to get in your north wind stand, and he's wrong. That's what kind of makes me mad. So you just kind of get an idea of of what he's guessed. You know, I'm really looking at the highs and the lows, and they're usually decently close on that. But you know, like you said, the forecast is showing that we're not going to get any of that really cold weather, which I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
But
How
I'm
does
looking
the lake
forward to it.
set
I think
up?
it's going to be a good event.
How does this lake set up for you now, Jason?
Yeah.
Pre-spawn, it's at full capacity, normal, full lake capacity. How does it set up for you?
Well, I love the lake. This is where I won my first professional event back in 2011.
That's
and,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
I did it fishing the style that I like to fish, you know, up on the bank, fishing shallow. And the thing about Hartwell, I think, is going to make it a really cool classic is that you're going to see guys catch them out of 35. You're going to see guys catch them out of 15. You're going to see guys catch them off the bank. And it's just going to be who has the best plan, you know, who's going to have fish left, you know, on the last day. And really, I mean, even though I'm looking at the forecasts and everything, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if those fish are going to make a push, you know, right there. And that's where you want to be. You want to be the guy that's fishing where the most fish are coming to you.
Yes.
And that's where I want to be at. And you know, I like the lake. I like it for the fact that it gives you options, and I like the fact that it's really, really big. I mean, it fishes big, and you know, in these tournaments, you know, I don't want to be fishing around anybody else. I want to be fishing off by myself. And,
Right.
This gives me that option, and it, you know, and the same way with those other guys, but it gives them an option to fish deep. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if this tournament's not won deep. I mean, really, if I had to bet the house on it, I'd be scared. I'd really be. And usually I have a pretty good idea of how I think it's going to go down. And this deal, I really don't. I mean, there's enough. It's been cold enough and there's enough cold water left that somebody could absolutely blow it out deep and somebody could win it shallow. I mean, I really do not know. And that's what's going to make it interesting at the end of the event.
I think that's even what Kevin Van Dam said earlier in the show. Jason, he was mentioning the same thing, and we've the gut feeling here is 55 pounds. What's your gut feeling that might be enough to win this thing?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close. I'd say 55, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was a couple of pounds heavier. I wouldn't be surprised if it was down, you know, low 50s. It's really wide open, but I'd say 55 would be you know, I'd say in Vegas over or under. That would be the safe bet.
Yeah,
Right.
you take 60 right now, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd take 60 and stay at the Waffle House all day.
Oh, one of my favorite places.
That's
You just became
Yeah,
even
I'll
more.
take it scattered, smothered, and all of the above.
And covered.
Yeah,
And covered, that's
covered.
right.
And again, we're talking to Jason Christie about the Bassmaster Classic coming up next weekend, where Ron Wong will be there. We'll be well covered on lroutdoors.com. And again, those contests is going on right now. Go to lroutdoors.com. Click on the Bassmaster Classic Pick a Winner contest and pick your winner of that. All you Jason Christie fans there, just pick on his name and
then put down the pounds and ounces you think it's going to take to win it, because that is the tiebreaker.
Yeah, don't do 72 pounds. Somebody put 72 pounds.
Yeah, that's not going to be
I
that
think they
much.
just got in from a long truck ride.
Yeah,
They
this
just
is
like
only
that.
a 3-day tournament.
They missed the over just slightly.
They missed Jason's got the over and under taken care of.
Hey,
right?
Jason, blueback herring.
Yes. I hear
Is
enough
it going to
about
be important to be able to follow them, or to consider what that forage base is going to do?
I think there's going to be some guys that's going to be fishing around the herring, you know, those guys fishing out deeper. But the good thing for me is there's about a month that these fish don't think about herring all the time, and that's the time when that's what they're
Right.
that they're spawning, getting ready to spawn, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's just so many options here that's happening right now that you know, I could see guys winning it off herring, you know, early in the morning, and I could see somebody being up on the bank and getting those pre-spawn fish. But it'll definitely come into play. I don't know if it's going to be the winning deal or not, like it was, the last time when Casey won. But it'll definitely come into play.
Wow. Yeah, and again, we're talking to Jason Christie on Outdoors with Larry Ray about the Bassmaster Classic contenders. And I got to ask you this, Jason, before we let you go. I know that you got a lot of fans out there that follow you. It's amazing what social media means right now. I don't know how many fans you got on Facebook. You got a ton, though, and the fans are what drive a lot of you guys. I know. So, what motivates you when you go to the Classic?
I haven't had the goosebumps the whole time, and then you say that, and it gives. And, the fans are really important. The sponsors are really important.
Yeah.
Family and friends are very important. But there's nothing that motivates me more than just the, that feeling within that I want to win. And I've been close a couple of times on winning this thing, and
you have.
And there's nothing, there's nothing that I want more. So I would say I drive myself. People, there's a lot of pressure from different people in this event, more so than other events, but nobody puts more pressure on me than I put on myself.
What about them 3 girls? What do they think when Daddy takes off? Do they know what you're into here?
Yeah, my girls are to an age where
how old are they?
19, 17, and 13.
All
but
right.
they're at an age now where
they know what Daddy does.
Yeah, they know what I do, and they know that it's my job, and that when I'm home, and
yeah.
And they're debating on whether or not they're coming out. I think I told them just to kind of play it by ear. It's during spring break, so I don't want them to feel like that they need to come to a fishing tournament and use up their spring break. So I told them, I said, we'll just play it by ear, and if Dad's in the top 5 or the top 10 going in the last day, then we'll get a plane ticket and bring you guys.
Get them on over.
Right.
That's right. And Dad plans to be there, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You better you got to be that plane ticket. Better be ready, buddy. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you got to go into it. Like Jason, thank you, buddy, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You've been always a great guest. And Ron Wong will be there next week. You want to stop by and see Copley and Mark Copley and Valerie Dixon over there? I know they'd be glad, but they would rather you be in the water, as they said.
That's what we've told everybody else, Jason. We'd love to see you at the Lou's booth, but not really. We'd rather you be on stage.
Okay. And you'll take that, won't you?
Absolutely. I spent last year was the first time I ever had to work a classic on Sunday, and I love the fans, but I do not want to be working on Sunday.
There you go.
Make those put those Lou's to work this week.
That's right.
Next weekend and bring it home.
All right. Thank you, Jason. We'll talk to you afterwards and go get them. All right.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's take a break. Come back. Close out the show. Talk a little contest. Talk with Valerie.
We're going to make our picks too, aren't we?
And we're going to make our picks. And I can't wait. Has it been already this? Is this not the fastest 90 minutes of an outdoor radio program?
It really is. Bunch of people.
Yeah, it really is. We'll come back though.
I haven't got a word in edgewise.
Edgewise. What is that? All right, that's an edger.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.